Okay, berries revisited. These are five gallon buckets full of the Primark 45, which is a primocane and florocane bearing berry produced out of University of Arkansas. And right over here we've got the Natchez Thornless, also produced out of the University of Arkansas. And both the Natchez and the Primark 45s were originally purchased at the time that I did the video for berries. This blackberry was bought a year, maybe even 2 years before that. I potted it, just never got around to planting it, and it's a pretty aggressive thornless as well. I'm not sure which one it is. Doesn't matter, I'm going to plant it. And the place I'm going to plant it is right here. You can see that I've stretched my typical, if you watch my videos, my 2 tent stakes with tomato twine in between it. The length of this garden, which is about 60 feet by 30 feet, maybe 35 feet. And this one variety is going to be planted here, and then a mower's width we planted the second, and I'll start the third with the one I got from 3 years ago. That one solitary one. See if I can break it up into smaller ones and plant that out, but if I can't, then I'll start it in that one location and then propagate it and extend it. So my end result, I'm hoping, will be 3 full lines, 3 full rows, excuse me, of blackberries. The tent stakes are measured from the edge of the garden back there to this location, and they're the same on both sides and stretched across. And I measured out the steps taken to go all the way across it, and I put the blue in there in first, and then from the center I measured out the steps to near the edge and made it the same on both sides. Then I put one in between on both sides, so they're fairly even. And my thoughts are that as these blackberries naturally propagate, they're going to shoot off runners, and they can shoot off runners, and the ones that grow between along the line I'll let grow, and the other ones I'll fill in the space in between. The other ones that grow in the middle of the aisle or somewhere else, I'll unroot those and plant them along the line. So that's my thought. I'm going to do it with all 3. It's a bonus. One of the buckets had several babies in it. Now I've got 10 starts to go along this line, fairly evenly spaced. Right there, there's 2 in between because I had 1 extra that wouldn't, go dead even between all the ones I'd planned on planting. So 10 starts, good beginning. Well, here are the 3 rows. Blackberries done. Now on to the blueberries. These blueberries have been sitting here for quite a while in the pots. You can see that they are making, and they're making pretty good. But they've grown successfully against this fence line, and that's where I'm going to plant these things. Blueberries planted. This first one was the one I picked up from Lowe's, I think, several years ago. I don't know what it is. This is an Ozark Blue. a tiff blue, which is a rabbit eye. I think they call it rabbit eye pollinator. This is another Ozark blue, Ozark blue, and Ozark blue. And now we'll go ahead and move on to the grapes, since we're doing a berries thing. These are, if you look here, I hung them up here. These are the flame red seedless. Here and here. Here are the hemorrhoid whites, white seedless here and here, and here as well. Now I can't quite remember what these next two are because the little tag blew off. But let's see, I got flame, hemorrhoid, and a red, a pink, and a white. Anyway, I'll put it on the video. These grapes I planted, maybe a year or two after I got here. They're a seeded white grape. And they taste good. They're really, really sweet. But they have seeds, and that's a pain for me. I never cared for them too much. I did harvest them a couple, 3 different years. The wife and mother-in-law really like them. You can see they're putting on their little grapes. But each one of those little will explode into even further little bitty ones. And each one of those will make a grape. But these were down here at one point, and they've just kind of raised higher. I wanted to show you. There's one, that's a Concord blue grape, I think. And there's not a whole lot of those vines. There are some. Over here, this is the main grape. And you can see how thick that is. The last on the berry scene, finish it up for the total berries, are my strawberries. And you can see that they're doing quite well, still producing lots of fruit. I'm out here every day munching on these things. And like I said in the previous video, I'll put these in the vertical planters next year. But they're already starting to make runners. You can see here that they've got little nodules ready to root. And so there's some more testing I'm going to do with that. But anyway, this is Brent wrapping up the berries video with a follow-up. Signing out. Man, these are so good. I can't resist. Sorry, I gotta eat a couple in front of you. These are so good. Anyway, now I'm signing out. Here, fish, 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 fish. Here, fish, 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 fish. Here, fish, 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 fish. Christmas tree. Hybrid brim pond. Almost completely full. Very peaceful. I love this thing. And you can probably get a glimpse at how big the fish are when they come up and turn. Pretty soon we'll be catching them and releasing them until they're big enough. All those small ones, those are fathead minnows. And there's so many of them because there's no bass in here yet. Bass are coming the next couple weeks. There's some red ear sunfish. I don't know if you can see them in the water. They're also known as shellcracker. And I have quite a few of those in here. And they feed differently than the hybrid brim. They kind of stay along the bottom. There's a couple right there. And they don't pop the top like the hybrids. But they're finishers. They get the stuff off the bottom. And they serve a really good purpose too. So you can see them turning up.